So we're back talking about hyperbolas again, specifically today asymptotes. You can see that I have both types of hyperbolas drawn, one being with a horizontal opening and one being with a vertical opening. We notice that if we're going to find the asymptotes of these hyperbolas, we're looking for basically a slope-intercept equation of a line that this hyperbola approaches. Now we know that from the center out to the vertex is A in both cases, center out to the vertex. So then we just need to find our rise over our run. So that's rise B over run A. In this case, rise A over B. So then we can write the equations of our hyperbolas as follows. This is B over A, so I just add my x in there, and I have y equals mx plus b. Add my x in over here, I have y equals mx plus b as well. If we were to do a translation on this, all right, and we know that when we translate, we have this HK idea. All right, so this is a translation. Then all we have to do is add h and k into our x and y's respectively, and we have these equations of our asymptotes. And it's fine if you leave it like that. We don't have to distribute through and get y by itself. I'm okay with that. So let's move to the next section. We now want to write the equation of a hyperbola with vertices of 0, 2, and 6, 2, and we now have the equation of the asymptote. So here we go. I'm always a fan of taking and drawing these things, so let's do an axis here. Here's 0, 2. Put it here, out 6. All right, and these are going to be the vertices of the hyperbola, so indirectly, I know that this hyperbola is going to open outward. So that means when I find my asymptotes, I know that they're going to have a slope of rise over the run, and the run will be A in this case, since I go to the vertices. So now, since I have my slope here, I have 2 over 3 as my slope, and I just said that A is my run. So A is the bottom, B is my rise. All right, and I can look at what I have here. I know that I should be able to find my center here. My center, if I count over, there's a total of 6 between these two. So at 2, 3, I have the center of this graph, which means my A value is actually 3. Keep in mind, I mean, this may seem obvious because I have 2, 3 over here, but this slope is just a reduced ratio of my rise over my run. So it could be any multiple of 2 to 3. All right, but in this case, I've verified that my A value is 3, so this is a direct correspondence. Therefore, I know my B value is equal to 2. Once I have my V value, I should be able to write the equation of my hyperbola. Start by saying which way is it open. Opens to left and right. That means the x should lead. So I have x minus 2 quantity squared minus y minus 3 quantity squared. And now I need to put my a under my first term. I have a being 3, so this is a 9. B under my second term. This is 4. And that's the equation of the hyperbola. All right, next example. Now we're going to write the equation of the asymptotes given the equation of the hyperbola. So again, I'm just going to take and walk through this by plotting some stuff, see what's going on. I've got -6 and 4 being my center. My A value is 9 from the square root of 81. My B value is 3. So therefore, if I go 9 over in both directions, that puts me at 3 when I go to the right, and that puts me somewhere at -15 when I go to the left. That means these guys are going to be opening this way once again. And I know my A value once again is 9. My B value is 3. So therefore, I have my center, y minus 4, since I have a translation, is equal to the rise over the run. Well, we can clearly see that I'd go up my B of 3 and over 9. So I'm just going to start out with 3 over 9. I'll reduce that in a second. And then I have the x translation, x plus 6. And of course, this is a plus or minus because I'll have two asymptotes, one with a negative slope and one with a positive slope. And we can clean that up by saying that's y minus 4 equals plus or minus 1/3 x plus 6. Last example, quick day today. We have a hyperbola with foci at 0, 0 and 0 or 8, 0. So again, if I draw this picture, here's 0, 0, here's 8, 0, and I tell you that I have asymptotes with slopes of plus and minus 2. Well, a couple things I do know. I know my center is between these two asymptotes. So at 4, there's my center. What I also know is I know my C value is equal to 4. Problem is I don't have my A value or my B value, excuse me. All right, but I do know since this is my foci, I know my hyperbola has got to go to the left and right again because those hyperbolas open up around our foci. I just don't know what the A value is. Thus, if I know it opens to the left and right, I again know I have a rise of B over a run of A. So now I can state that B over A is the slope, and it's in ratio of a rise, once again, of 2 over a run of 1. So let's see what I have once again. I have a C value of 4, so now I have a relationship between A squared, B squared, and C squared. A squared plus B squared is going to equal C squared for hyperbolas. And I know my C value once again is 4, so I have 16 is equal to A squared plus B squared. Well, this is a problem because I have two variables that I don't have solved, and I only have one equation. But I do have this relationship up here that B over A is equal to 2 over 1. From this, I can state just by multiplying by A to the other side that B is equal to 2A. And now I can make a substitution because I have two equations with two unknowns. So I'm going to rewrite, that's A squared, and instead of B, I'm going to say 2A once again. Square that, set that equal to 16. That's A squared, and 4A squared, or 5A squared, is equal to 16. Therefore, A squared equals 16 over 5. If I know this, then I can start writing my equation because I have my center at 4, 0. So x minus 4 squared minus y minus 0. Don't have to write the minus 0, but I'm going to in this case. And then I need my a squared term first, which I have. That's 16 over 5. Now I have to finish up by finding b squared, but I can find that by plugging it into this equation here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take and square both sides of this so I know that b squared, let's change colors here, b squared is equal to 4a squared. And if I know a squared is equal to 16 over 5, I have 4 times 16 over 5 is equal to b squared. Therefore, b squared is 64 over 5. I'll just put that down here. Problem done. So here's our questions for today, and answer those in the forum, and we'll see you tomorrow.